Because all of us are worshippers. Every believer, we're all worshipping. But we, as these few people who said, hey, I want to take up this privilege and a responsibility of leading my community in worship. So there is a difference between a worshipper and a worship leader. And all of us who signed up to be part of this WhatsApp group, we said we want to be worship leaders. Right? So we said, okay, we want to be worship leaders. Even though you play drums, I believe that you're still a worship leader. So a worship leader is pretty much like saying, I want to be a carpenter. Example, right? A carpenter is not a hammer. He uses hammer as a tool to do the job that he's doing. He uses saw as a tool to do the job he's doing. Right? So all of us are worship leaders, but you leading worship through playing drums. You're leading worship through putting up lyrics so everybody can be a part of it. We're leading worship through the singing that we do. So all of us are using all these different tools to do the task that we're doing to lead our community into worship. So we are all worshiping all throughout the week in wherever we are, whatever things that are in our car by ourselves, we're all worshiping. So what is the difference on a Sunday morning when we come? We're coming together to be in one accord, like be in one mindset, one thing, to focus on who God is and what He has done for us. Worship and praise, right? And in that process, we said, okay, we'll be those people who helped the rest of the community to remember who God is and remember what God has done for us. Like as worship leaders, that is our main goal. So whenever we gather together as a community, not just church, maybe even in our epic groups, wherever we're leading worship, what we're doing is, hey, I'm going to lead this community or these group of people to remember who God is and what He has done for us. You know, and we can only do that. You can only lead someone to a place where you've already been. So as leaders, it takes like a little bit more effort on our part to go somewhere that the people have not gone. So maybe when we come together, we lead them to a place where they've not been there before. That is why we do songs. That is why we pick songs in our head, because those are our tools, right? Like songs, music, lyrics, even sound, like all these things, these are the tools that we're using to lead our community into worship. So basically what we're doing with these things is we're actually preparing ourselves to be in a place where we're familiar with. So on a Sunday morning, we can lead our community to that place. That is why we always, whenever we send the set list, we say, guys, take time to listen to it, worship with it. Because as important as learning your parts and all these things, it is equally as important for you to like connect with that song, listen to those words, worship God with those songs. Because if we're not doing that, it's going to be very hard for us to lead our people. I mean, if we're not doing that, then we can get all our technical stuff right. That's wonderful. We'll be pretty much equivalent to any band that's playing in any pub in Hyderabad. What makes us different is that whole concept of relationship with God. All of these come out of a relationship. We don't do what we do on a Sunday morning because, oh, if I do this, then God will be pleased with me and, you know, I have an extra whatever in heaven or something. Like that is not why we do this, right? We do it as like what happens on a Sunday would be an overflow of what's happening in the week. I hope that is the case for all of us. So what is overflow? For example, if I'm filling this cup, I'm filling it to the brim. This is, just imagine this cup is each one of us. I'm filling this to the brim, that is for us. Many times what we do is we'll fill the cup and on Sunday we come and pour it out on our community and then we're empty. On Monday morning, I'm like, oh, why am I even leading worship? I'm so like that and this. When you do things out of overflow, right? You're doing it, you're getting filled so much where the cup cannot contain anymore. So anywhere you go, you're just spilling out the things, but your cup is never running dry. You're continually being filled.